I am running out just to do some errands. I did my grocery shopping already. I have to stop at the liquor store for some necessity items. And I do want to return 2 books I had got from the library, which I never got to. I took them out because I was interested in reading them, and I just never got around to them. And now I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to read them. So I got Assassins Anonymous by Rob Hart, who I was interested in because of Warehouse. I enjoyed that book. I thought it was pretty good. And then Noir, which I was interested in, and I kind of forgot what it's even about. Just never got around to it. The one book that is not here is The Rules of Civility, which I think... So I wanted that book because I realized I enjoy books of, I guess it's contemporary fiction or literary, I'm not really sure. Just conversations between people, relationships, so that's why I picked that up. So I did keep that. That's in my house, and maybe I'll start that soon just to see if I like it, because the author Toules, I don't know, he wrote A Gentleman in Moscow, which is his newest book. So I said, let me check out Rules of Civility. So off to the library to drop off these 2 books. This is the section where you can drop off books and take books, and I just got this. Alright, well, I'm done with the library, and I checked out the section in the entrance that you could leave books, which I have left books before. I mentioned it last Wednesday. And I found some books that I did not expect. I guess, people leave newer books there. So I got Frederick Bachman, Anxious People. So I got that there. And then I found a copy, I like the cover, of Lord of the Flies. I'll have to finish my errands. See you later. That was Teddy. So it's the next day, and I'm going to show you the books that I am reading, where we started off with The Spear That Cuts Through Water, and then for at night I added the Dallergut Dream Department Store, and then I wanted something to listen to in my car. So I picked Sky Daddy, which I kept seeing in the bookstore, and I was like, this looks interesting. And I kept reading the description. I never bought it though, but it was on Spotify, so I started listening to that in the car. So we're going to take a look at those 3 books. Spirit Cuts Through Water, I'm making progress. Let's see, where am I at in this? I'm at the 3rd day, page 279. There's my butter bookmark. Yeah, I'm liking it. It's a big book, so it's just taking me a while with work and everything. And then I had added... I'm sorry, no, that's not right. Let's get that out of there. There we go. The Dallergut Dream Department Store. I'm only 17% in. I literally only read about, I don't know, 10, 15 pages a night right before I go to bed. And then in the car, Sky Daddy. I have it on my tablet right now just to show you. You saw it in the car yesterday. And then let me get you a nicer shot of the book cover. I think it's a pretty cool book cover. You know, kind of like the fat font with the airplane. I could have thought of something else to do as a cover for this, but I don't know if it would have been as appropriate. I think something like that would have been cooler, you know, on top of an airplane. That would have been awesome. This is just a fake ad for Nuka-Cola from Fallout. I love the imagery from that game. I think it's pretty cool. First things first, Sky Daddy is weird. You know, I'm listening to it. I don't know if it's something I would normally pick up. She's basically not interested in a man. She's not interested in a woman. She's interested in an airplane. That's what she longs to be with, an airplane. And at some point in the book, she refers to airplanes as men. You know, all airplanes are men. All boats are women. And helicopters are rambunctious little children. What I find interesting is that there's no mention of her seeing a therapist or anything like that. So I don't know if that's going to come into play. Like I said, am I 17% in? Yeah. So yeah, 17% in. You know, Storygraph has a tag. I don't know if they added it or someone added it, that it's dark. I mean, just for that reason alone, that she's looking for a relationship with an airplane as dark, but I don't know if it takes an even darker turn. I'm not really sure. Here, let me show you the kids. There's Chippy. Hey, Chip. No, he's gonna run away. Okay. Bye. And there's Teddy. Hey, buddy. Are we talking about books? Do you read it all? Did you get settled? Are you okay? Okay. I'm switching back and forth. For these videos, I'm using my phone. And then for the Wednesday, Thursday video, I use my Olympus camera. I don't know which is better. This is all new to me. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know, please. So back to Sky Daddy. It's not classified as a romance. Storygraph didn't classify it as a romance. I don't know if Goodreads does. It'd be weird, I think, if it were. Yeah, she's looking for a relationship with an airplane. So, I mean, her life, she seems happy in her life. You know, outside looking in, she hangs out in a restaurant or a bar that overlooks the runway, and she gets the cheapest item on the menu, which is French fries. She doesn't spend a lot of money. She's living in a renovated garage of this family. No windows, so she has no windows in her apartment. So outside looking in, it just seems sad. She's doing great at her job. She basically monitors social media posts, I guess comments or whatever. And I don't think they say how much she makes, but she's happy in her life. And she goes on flights, I think, once a month just to get that satisfaction of being with an airplane. And she walks around with a piece of an airplane that she got from eBay. And it's always on her person. Yeah, so I'm interested to see where this goes. It's not something I would normally like to read. I am listening to it, so that makes it a little bit easier. So if I miss some details here and there while I'm driving, I'm okay with that. That's fine. Because you really have to pay attention for an audiobook. I guess even with reading, it can sometimes your mind trails off to something else. But she has one close friend who's also her co-worker. And basically in the first chapter, the coworker slash BFF invites her over to do a vision board. And first she declines because she really has no goals. She's happy with her job as long as she can afford a flight a month to be on an airplane. And then, but she wants to be part of it too. So she comes up with this facade of saying, I'm looking for a pilot, instead of saying an airplane. And obviously her vision board, you know, is all about airplanes. So it is funny in that sense. I don't know if it's meant to be funny. It's bizarre. Yeah, like I said, I've seen it in Barnes and Noble. I like the cover. That took caught my eye, of course. That's how I am. And it's okay. It's all right. The writing's okay. I wouldn't say it's stellar. And again, I'm curious if at any moment, is she gonna tell anyone about this? Because it's just so bizarre. Like, how would your friends even react to that? Um, is she gonna go see a therapist? Because don't you think that's what one would do if this is part of your life? So yeah. So the next book that I'm reading, the Dallergut Dream Department Store. I read that right before I go to bed because it's a cozy book. Definitely not for me. It's this other dimension where the book world exists. The only part that you really see maybe changes is just the department store, which sells dreams to people. So of course, I'm questioning, well, where is the person who's the main protagonist? Where does she come from? Does she live in this dream world? And I guess she does. I don't know. And there's different levels of the department store where she's new at this job, so they're trying to fit where she belongs, and every level sells different kinds of dreams, and the managers are quirky, and yeah, there's a character, I don't know if I already mentioned this, that runs around with clothes in case people show up in the dream world in their underwear or less. And at first it as a fuzzy character, so it's not even a human. So it's, a little bit fantasy, obviously. Yeah, it's definitely not my kind of fantasy. And I'm not going to say I don't like cozy fantasy, because I do, because I really enjoyed, what's that Baldry book? Legends and Lattes. I like that book. It was a cozy fantasy book. It takes place in a little, village area. I enjoyed the world building. It wasn't extreme or highly detailed, but it was enough that it provided a nice, cozy environment for that book. So I like that. This book, Dallergut, there's a blurb on it that says if you enjoyed the coffee before it gets cold or whatever it's called. I did not like that, and I had bought the first two. I actually donated them to the library because I have no interest in reading the second one. So I guess I kind of get this might be too cozy for me. I have another cozy book, something with muffin in the name or buns or something. That one sounds more interesting. And I have Golden Girls cozy mystery, which I think that might be more my speed for cozy reads, or another fantasy cozy read like Legends and Lattes. I did buy the sequel, so I will get to that. Yeah, so I'm reading one book that I'm really interested in. The Spear Cuts Through Water. Dallergut, again, 10 pages, 15 pages a night before I go to sleep. That's fine. And Sky Daddy, it's fine. I again very curious to see where it goes. I'm on chapter 7. I'm not sure how many chapters are in it. I don't know how many pages it is because I don't have the physical book. And I don't know if Spotify tells you how many hours are left in it. So I'm trying to think if I have any other thoughts on these 3 books. It's kept to a minimum, and that could change. That's definite. And again, I'm okay with that. I have not read a lot of high fantasy, which I guess this is considered high fantasy. So I'm not feeling overwhelmed at this point, which is fine for me. Some people might not appreciate that. They want more descriptive, interesting, alien like characters in their fantasy. And so do I. But again, this is new for me, so I'm okay with being at that level of world building. Yes, that's all I really have to say about that. I'm not going to talk too much about that book because I don't want to give anything away. But it's definitely a nice fantasy novel, especially if you're just starting off with fantasy. I've read fantasy before, but not high fantasy. I've never read Lord of the Rings. I never read any of, what's the dragon thing of Ice and Kings or whatever it is, the HBO show. I'm going blank right now. I never read those books by George R. R. Martin. So yeah, so this is fine for me right now. I'm liking it. I am. We'll see. I do want to add a big book to my list of books I'm reading, but I'll keep it at the 3 right now. I don't want to get too overwhelmed. And my Kindle's sliding off the couch. Yeah, but after one of these, definitely want to add a big book. I have Lonesome Dove. I have Malice. I have, let's see, one of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books is very big. Just to slowly chip away at it. The Will of the Many, that's a big book. Not something I'm going to take out to work with me. Just something to casually read in the house and take my time with it. I have the 3-Body Problem set. That's a big thing to get through. IQ 84, which is nice. I bought the book that has each section broken up. Here, I'll show you that. Yeah, so there's IQ 84, which, again, is broken up into 3 books. There's the 3-Body Problem 3-book set. Most of those I've actually read. And there's Lonesome Dove, which is really, I guess it's always been popular, but I feel like I hear a lot of people talking about it the past few months. It's a big book. So that's it for this weekend's book reading vlog. I don't think you want to actually see me reading. I think, well, if you do, let me know in the comments. Please, if you're enjoying my videos, like and subscribe. I really do appreciate that. As you all hear from everybody, it tells the YouTube algorithm that people are interested. And especially being a new booktuber, yeah, I would love to get as many likes and subscribers as I possibly can. All right, thank you all, and I will see you guys Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't picked a day which is better. I hear Wednesday or Thursday is better. I don't know, so you'll see the next video Wednesday or Thursday, and I'll catch you then. Thank you. Thanks for watching What Steven Reads. Ciao.